Ooh, I like it. Alright, let's get cracking, shall we? Seeds of Disquiet. The Doman delegate is seeking able-bodied adventurers on behalf of Lord Hien. Do mine eyes deceive me? Master Tai, I thank the kami. Lord Hien has requested assistance in the resolution of a most urgent matter. The hunt for a felled beast believed to be a blasphemy. Though we have made great strides in ensuring the safety of our people, we fear even our finest shinobi will be no match for this enemy, for it commands the skies of Doma. But as your talent for striking down foes at a distance is beyond compare, I can think of no one better to aid us in overcoming this adversary. 'Twould be my pleasure, sir. Oh, Kami be praised. I shall inform Lady Yugiri that she may receive you at the Doman Enclave. Safe travels, Master Tai. Lady Yugiri will await your arrival at the Doman Enclave. Safe travels, and may the Kami speed you away. Thank you, buddy. I hate it when it does that. I hate it when it tells me to go to the fucking Doman Enclave and then doesn't take me to the fucking Doman Enclave when I click on the corner. The amount of times I've not realized that's what it's gonna tell me to do, and I've gone there and traveled all the way, flew all the way down just to realize I could have just gone here. Grrr. Oh shit, I still need to do the fucking quests here. I always forget about this one. Ah, it's good to see you, Tai. When we received word that you of all people had answered our call, I could scarcely believe it, yet here you are. I've helped you a bunch, it should be expected by now. Lord Hien will be pleased with this reunion. If you would wait here for a moment. I will wait here for a moment, thank you, thank you. I'm good at waiting. Spend most of my time waiting. Well, that the Kami should guide your steps to our door once more, and with such fortuitous timing. Hey buddy, I missed you. I missed you. Pray forgive me for not affording you a hero's welcome, but time is not on our side. Not long after receiving word of men transforming into hideous beasts in Favner, a similar creature was born of a woman in Izari. After attacking another villager, it took to the skies and fled, though to where we know not. An all too cruel twist of fate, for the one slain was among the prisoners returned to us in that deplorable exchange with Asahi and the Empire. Just when they had at last begun to piece their life back together. Well, it is a shame. Not having a lot of luck, are they? This blasphemy must be stopped. Alas, our foe is wont to keep to the skies, well beyond the reach of our samurai and shinobi. Thus did we seek the aid of those proficient in ranged combat, able to pluck the beast from the heavens. Of course, martial prowess alone will not solve our problems. Others have turned into weaker, but no less gruesome abominations, as was the case in Favner, and their numbers increased by the day. From what I understand, this phenomenon is not unlike a sickness which spreads by feeding on fear and anxiety, emotions which, of late, can be found in abundance. Slaying the beast means nothing if the people's hearts cannot be put at ease. Lord Hien. Hello, you alright? How's life treating you? Not very well, apparently. You're keeling over a little bit. You have to help. The villagers, they... Sir, please, calm yourself and tell us what happened. Another has been turned in Namai, my lord. For a blessing, no one was harmed when the beast flew into rage, but the people are in panic. I fear what may happen next. Don't worry, we're on it. It would seem we have even less time than I thought. Worry not, we will see to the beast. As of yet, there is no cure for this affliction, but we will save what lives we can, I promise you. I trust you are ready to join the fray. Always, buddy, always. It was last seen near the glittering basin. Come, I'll show you. Alright. I'm ready to do some shooty bang bang. Don't you worry. Don't you worry your pretty little bonnet about it. Oh, you just took me right here. Well, isn't that nice of you? Thanks, Vex Villager. You're my favorite NPC. Sorry. Without a cure, we've no choice but to cut them down before they can cause more harm. Still no sign of the beast, or any other, for that matter. True. The beast was right here, I swear it. I thank you for leading us here, but it is not safe. Please return to your village. Go on, get out of here. We should split up if we're to have any chance of finding it. Tai, would you see to the west? I will search in the north. Yugiri, I'll leave the east to you. If you find it, remember, these blasphemies are no longer people. They will not hesitate to strike you down, so you mustn't either. Now, let us not waste any time. Sounds good to me. Seek out and defeat the beast. Easy peasy. I was born to seek out and defeat beasts. It is my primary duty in this universe. I promise you, I will not fail. Oh, you look pretty frightened there, youth. What's going on? Oh, 1 second, I just wanna chainsaw you. Try and build that out. Why are you so frightened, huh? He's not that scary. He's dead. Hello. Are you alright? We heard shouting and came as fast as we could. I'm good. It would appear Tai arrived not a moment too soon. Why? There, buddy. Why did you kill my brother? Ah, he's a bit of a monster. See how he looks like a monster? Your brother. Young man, that creature was not your kin. Not anymore. Had he not laid it to rest, it would have killed you, and countless others. But your heart cries out for one to blame. Let it be me. The beast was slain at my behest, for it was the only way. I saw your name, sir. It said frightened about that. You know what was gonna come. No, you're wrong. You killed him. Murdered him. I hate you. Again, I hate to point this out to you, little dude, but frightened. See what that says? It says you knew shit was gonna go down, because you were skewered. There, buddy. Don't worry. Well, hey, Orange Boy. How have you been? Issei, what are you doing here? Searching for Tomboy, though clearly you found him first. The monster was his older brother, as you may have guessed, and Tomboy gave chase the moment it ran off. I beg you to forgive him for his outburst. His brother was all he had left. Their father was conscripted by the Empire and was, regrettably, not among those returned to us in the recent exchange of prisoners. The hope they might one day be reunited was their only comfort when that viceroy that still ruled. I can only imagine how they felt when she walked into Azari, a shadow of her former self. So you may have had no memories of the monster she was, but her victims still see her in their dreams. Nevertheless, like many, the brothers prayed your mercy would see their family restored. But then they learned of her death, and of their father's absence. Deprived of hope and of aid all at once, they had nothing. My apologies for rambling. You're welcome. Wait, what? No, I mean, it's okay. You're welcome. Oh no, it was rather a enlightening tale. I spared the woman who brought him pain, and took the brother who brought him comfort. Aye, I would hate me too. I swear I will set things right for Tombo, for all the people of Doma. Please, return home, he say, and be safe. Let us return to the Doman Enclave. This ordeal has given me much to consider. Alrighty. If I click on that, it's gonna... How dare you, game. How dare you do this to me. Rude. Is what it is, it's rude. Hello, I have returned. I do not envy Lord Hien the burden now thrust upon him, but he shall not have to bear it alone. I owe you a great debt for your timely assistance, and an apology for I had made you an executioner. In young Tombo's eyes, would that I had been the one he witnessed cut down the beast his brother had become. But we haven't time to dwell on regrets, on what should have been. No, we need to take action. And after hearing of Tombo and his brother, I believe I know what must be done. A great many of our brothers and sisters were returned to us in the prisoner exchange, but even so, there are those who yet remain lost to us. Meanwhile, Yotsuyu, who was directly responsible for much of our people's suffering, was never held to account for her crimes. In death, she claimed vengeance for her suffering at the hands of her brother, but it came at the expense of justice for her countless victims. The people of Doma have every right to resent me for failing them and their grief. But what of those who cannot bring themselves to do even that, who are left alone with their anger and their pain? It may well give way to despair, and then... big old creepy monster. They would share the same fate as Tombo's brother, yes. Which is why we must needs consider who else might share in his anguish, ere we find ourselves beset by more beasts. I'll begin making rounds of the villages to inquire after those whom their neighbors believe are more distressed of late. Very good. I and the other shinobi shall continue our search for the blasphemy, which set these events in motion. And you, my friend, you'll have need of your talents again ere long. Rest assured we will keep you appraised of our findings. Well, I have good news for you, sir. Wait, no, you're leaving. Ere long is now. I was going to say ere long is now. I was going to turn around and then be like, boom, I'm back. But you left. So, kind of ruin that for me a little bit. Yugiri. When the Kami answer, Lord Hien's extended absence from the Enclave does not sit well with Yugiri. Tai, we have yet to ascertain the whereabouts of the blasphemy from Azari, but, for a blessing, we have received no reports of others that have turned. Lord Hien, for his part, has made a concerted effort to go about the villages and converse with his subjects directly. I suspect his constant presence has served to allay their people's fears. As one might expect, he has ever been dedicated and diligent, but I fear he has been away overlong. I thought to go and visit what should have been his last destination, Asari. Might I ask you to accompany me? You may. Thank you. I am sure there is no cause for concern, but nevertheless, I should be glad to find him quickly. Alright. Oh jeez. All the way over there? How rude. How rude and how inconsiderate of you to be all the way over there. Oh god, I've got to do that, huh? It's the problem with travelling across the bloody world. Realise all these little things you've missed. I've mostly cleared this area, I think. I don't know what that is. Oh, fishing. An auspicious encounter. Knocking, that's a big fucking power thing, isn't it? I've not tried that one yet, quite clearly, because the quest is still there. No, I haven't really finished Past of the Dead, have I? Got to like floor 100. Oh, he's still got another 100 to go. One day I shall. Thank goodness we found him. But why has he remained here so long, I wonder? Let's ask him. Hi, Yugiri. My apologies if I gave you cause for concern. Assessing the state of affairs here in Asari has proven difficult. To put it simply, the people, one and all, refuse to speak with me. They simply bow their heads and turn away at my approach. Knowing the blasphemy originated here, I cannot help but wonder if it has aught to do with their silence. Perhaps you could attempt to engage with the people in my stead. Surely they have no cause to deny the two of you. I should hope not. Nevertheless, I will don a disguise, lest I draw undue attention. Come, Tai. Let's see what we can discover. Thank you, both of you. Of course, that's what I do. Do the people here not wish for the monstrosity to be laid low and for peace to reign once more? Why are they elected to behave in this manner? Are they ashamed, maybe? I suspect it's not a case of them being pissed off with you, Hien. Although maybe. But I reckon I might be a bit ashamed. They came from their town. Or they're just really, really sad. I feel like that would work too. I owe a great debt to Lord Hien. If not for him, I would still be fighting under the Imperial standard. But the village suffered dearly under the occupation. What's more, our lord failed to punish the viceroy for her crimes, failed to reunite many with their loved ones. I is stunned why some would think poorly of him, even if I do not. So, why didn't you bow your head to him? He said everyone did. Many villagers were heartbroken when they learned that their loved ones were not included in the prisoner exchange. Even so, I wish they would not lay all the blame for that at the feet of Lord Hien. People gonna be people. A blasphemy? You are mistaken, my friend. Our village was visited upon not by a monster, but a kami. It's an army. Where Lord Hien is cold and callous, she offers us boundless compassion and love. You know what? Never mind, I was wrong. They do not like you, sir. Praise be as an army, and goddess of creation and bringer of death. Oh yeah, that sounds lovely. Who doesn't love bringing a bit of death? Aye, that's right. The blasphemy was born of a young woman here in Asari. Tragic, really. Every day she prayed for the safe return of her husband, but it was not to be. If I am to be honest, I fear the loss drove her poor stepmother mad. Kisai has ever been a devout believer in the kami and their blessings, but she somehow convinced herself that Minato has become one. The delusions of a grieving parent, obviously, but an alarming number of people have come to share in her belief. Heresy is what it is. People's misplaced faith in this force is an army worries me. Something must be done about this, and soon. We're working on it. Although we did not know that they thought it was a god.
Which complicates matters a little bit, I feel. Because we tell them it's not real. That could, of course, lead to more despair, which is not what we want. Granted, I still don't understand how these work, timeline-wise. If you do them before the end, after the end, sorry. But we'll go with it. Oh, Yugiri did have a little dress-up session.
I see. Little wonder they would refuse to confide in me. The belief held by some that this blasphemy is kami, however, is quite concerning. This Anami presides over life and death. She gave birth to the nation of Doma, and ushers souls of the departed into the land of the dead. I trust you understand what it would mean to deny them a source of hope in such dark times, even one such as this. The villagers also claim this Kisai can speak with the dead. In fact, she will be holding a gathering to demonstrate her powers ere long. The perfect opportunity to gauge the extent of their fanaticism. Not for me, of course. My presence would draw undue attention. Might I ask both of you to attend in my stead?
Yeah. Her followers will be gathering in the tavern. Come. Oh, I will. Well, we all remember what happened in here last time.
Oh, spirits of Azali, I beseech you, lend me your voice and let your presence be known. Cross the veil and be among us once more.
Please, no. Oh, well, a little bit creepy. Lady, I'm gonna have to ask you to turn the creep down.
Akitsu. Father. Still tending the nets, like I told you. Yes, Father. Every day, thanks to you. We never want for fish, our bellies are never empty. I'm proud to be your son. I was always too embarrassed to tell you before, but... And I am proud to have been your father. May you ever be blessed by the sea's bounty. Yeah, it hurts. Father, what's wrong? I'm fucking dead, you moron. Doesn't get much worse than that. He is in terrible pain, my child. Those who have cheated death's design yet live. It has disrupted the natural order, and the spirits suffer for it. What must we do to ease their pain? Fear not. His army shall put all to rights. She will claim the souls not long for this world, and deliver them unto the hereafter. When her work is finished, your father's spirit and all others will find peace.
Don't want to say you're wrong, but I don't think you're right. So, just throwing that out there. Can you find my father? Can you help me speak with him? You get around, don't you, Tombo?
Kisei, can you commune with my husband? What about my family? Help me, Kisei, please.
Well, what about the kid? Kid as first, you know, and they're a kid. So, maybe they should get priority? Just throwing that up there, villagers. I'll put my hand up too, see? She seemed convincing enough, but was that truly Akitsu's father that spoke through her? Well, the text box was different, so something was going on there.
So, is Kisei's ability all that she claims?
Hard to say for certain. There's something going on.
A young man spoke with his dearly departed father through her. I find that rather hard to believe.
Sorry.
Even so, those in attendance appeared quite convinced, my lord. And I suspect a great many of the villagers I've spoken with recently are as well. Everywhere I went, the people were in so much pain, and there was nothing I could do or say to give them solace. Yet for all their anguish, there's not been a single report of villagers turning since the incident with Tombo's brother.
I imagine thinking they can speak through her is giving them some sort of semblance of peace.
Which can only mean the word of Keisai, and her ability to speak with the deceased has spread. The belief we can commune with our loved ones in death is a comfort far beyond my power to provide. Though I fail to see how the people would abide with the kami claiming innocent lives to restore order. She comes. He's an army.
In public? Oh, that's a bit rude.
The blasphemy. Here.
How indecent. How indecent indeed. Indeed. Yes.
Lord Hien, the kami. She appeared as if from nowhere, and in the next instant this poor man was...
Dead? Seemed pretty dead. I think he might be dead. Oh no, apparently not.
So, we were too late.
Or was he the first guy? Wasn't he one of the villagers returned in the prisoner exchange? He didn't think Hien was all that bad, right?
You recognize him then? Curious that Hien, the blasphemy's first victim, were former conscripts. What could the fiend be after, I wonder?
It does not become my lord to speak ill of the kami. Oh, well, Suspicious that you're here?
I understand you are come to investigate the rumors of a monster born in our village. A blasphemy, you called it. But you are sorely mistaken.
Nah. I think we know what's going on.
My stepdaughter, Minato, was chosen to serve as a vessel for Izanami. I witnessed her ascension with my own eyes.
Oh, I think I'm going to witness it with my eyes, do you? My inside eyes, but still.
Minato, please.
I can't. I won't. There's no logic in it. No justice.
The Witch of Doma is spared, given a second chance, and my husband, condemned to die as a conscript. I'll never know what became of him. Lord Hien can't even give me that. And when I look at the families he made whole, at their happiness, I feel the hole in my heart, the gaping wound that will never heal, begin to bleed.
Only at my beloved's side will I find peace.
You mustn't lose faith, Minato. All will be well. Trust in the Kami. Hien in Zanami.
I want to believe. But I want to get away. Oh, it's one of these ones. Those are a dime a dozen, lady. It's an army.
Izanami has come to bring peace to the souls of the departed, to restore balance between their world and ours. Surely you would not dare defy the will of the Kami. This balance you speak of has claimed the lives of two innocents but recently returned to us. I cannot, I will not, accept that the Kami would condone such cruelty.
So she was jealous of them, right? Because they got their happiness. Is that why she's targeting them then? Obviously not intentionally on her part, but it's what happens when you become a despair, I guess. Despair? Yeah. Wow. What do they call them? When you give in to despair, you become a blasphemy. That's the one.
No crueler than the sight of Yotsuyu free and forgiven, while my husband and son fought Gallimo's wars, now dead and forgotten in a foreign land. With all due respect, Lord Hien, is it not your duty to protect Doma and her people? How are we to place our faith in the man who places the enemy's safety and well-being above that of his own subjects? Only the Kami are deserving of our adoration, as they have always been.
Don't you bow? You don't get to bow. You're rude. Undo your bow. Rude people don't get to bow. Against the rules of bowing. You were right. For a moment you seemed unwell. Have I not had a little flashback in front of you? You know about my echoing, surely. Surely you know about my echoing.
The villagers are no doubt loath to ask it of me, but preparations must be made for burials and funeral rites. I can offer that much at least. You seemed distracted during our conversation with Kisei. Is something the matter?
Had an echo, buddy. You know, where I see the past.
The echo, and the blasphemy was indeed born of her stepdaughter. To bear witness to such horror, how her mind must have struggled to comprehend what she saw. And as a woman of faith, perhaps her only surviving family becoming one with the divine was the only reality with which she could come to terms. I believe I know what must be done. I but pray her fever does not drive her to oppose us. Come, let us return to the Enclave.
Don't mind if I do. Just gonna watch you as you go, if you don't mind. Just a cheeky glance, nothing to it. It's fine. Who doesn't like a cheeky glance? Devil. Devil's that? Careful with thy words. Lest they get you into trouble. Hoppity hop. What do you suppose Lord Hien intends to do? Let's find out, shall we?
From what you told me of your vision, the nature of Minato's despair, as well as the focus of her ire, is clear. 'Tis plain she was a good-natured and kind-hearted woman, grieving for the loss of her husband. This loss alone may not have been enough to turn her, but my failure to hold Yotsuyu account together with the sight of other families reunited, compounded the turmoil in her broken heart. A path to despair paved by good intentions, a truth that will weigh heavy on my conscience until my dying day. Monado was prepared to die in sadness rather than live in hatred. If she could see the beast she has become, she would implore her to stop us to stop her. Which is why we must find the others who were returned to us in the prisoner exchange before they came to harm. Once their safety is assured, we may hunt down the blasphemy and bring a close to this tragedy.
Sounds good to me, son. You're getting? Home no longer. There is work to be done, yet Yugiri appears reluctant to take action. Ah, Tai, if you have come to ask after the blasphemy, I have naught to share. As of yet, our shinobi have seen no sign of the beast. The returnees, however, are all accounted for. Lord Hien has seen them to safely to the Hien camp. As such, he is presently assisting with the hunt. For a blessing, there have been no reports of other villagers turning. And yet, before the situation takes a turn for the worse, there's a matter I feel warrants further investigation. Kisei. Though a villager of Asari, I suspect she may, in fact, hail from my home, Suino Satu. Knowing they would be loath to answer my inquiries, I entreated the Kojin to contact Suino Sato in my stead. To hear tell of it, Princess Kurenai has made great strides in establishing stronger ties with the outside world. At mention of Kisei, however, their cordial warmth turned strangely cold. If we are to learn more, I fear we have little choice but to go and speak with the people of Suino Sato ourselves. Simple visit for you, I imagine, but my banishment complicates matters. That said, it has been many years since I left my home. Were to disguise myself, I might well go unnoticed in your company, if you're willing to take the risk. Damn right I am. Feel like they should have banged you by now, but sure. Thank you. Let us make for Onkori then. She's gonna be reunited with her mama and papa. That would be sweet. I don't think that's happened yet, has it? I don't believe. I do not believe so. Think he could have found a more convincing disguise. The garments I wore when we first met, sufficient, I think, to conceal my identity. Are you gonna put the mask on? That might help. How many years has it been since I last saw home? I am a shinobi of Doma, aye. But even as a child, I sought to ensure the safety and survival of Suino Sato. I was quite bold in those days, not a touch reckless, and together with the other children I often ventured beyond the borders of home. I read your little short novel with Hien. I'm familiar with this. We yearned for adventure, and so one day we sought to behold the wonders of Doma. Imagine our horror to discover a city of ruin and ash, Imperial soldiers marching through the streets. We fled at the sight, but in my haste, I lost my way in the bamboo groves. It was there I first met a young boy named Shun, a sweaty mess as he swung his wooden sword with reckless abandon, training to fulfill his duty as a samurai, he said. Having seen the destruction of which the Empire was capable, I too felt the need to protect my home.
I joined him in his exercises, and every day, my resolve to protect those I love grew. Sadly, my elders refused to listen. They were content to remain hidden beneath the waves and hopefully, the Empire's notice. With a heavy heart, I left in search of the strength I believed we sorely needed, and I found it as a shinobi. But the people feared war and conflict would follow on my heels, should I return. Do not begrudge them their decision, nor do I regret mine own. Part of me is overjoyed at the thought of seeing home again, openly defying the wishes of the Ruby Princess. However, it would bode ill for my family. They have suffered enough for my transgressions. That is why, for their sake, I would remain naught but a faithless shinobi at your employ.
Fair enough.
Thank you. With that in mind, let us make for Suino Sato.
Alrighty. I feel like if you don't wear the mask though, your parents are gonna recognize you. I think it's gonna happen.
See, now we got nostalgia going. All these years, yet naught appears to have changed since the day I left. But now's not the time to reminisce. We have work to do. Kise's departure from Suino Sato was likely decades ago. Perhaps the village elders will know why she chose to leave. Yugiri is now accompanying you. Keep her at your side in order to proceed with quest objectives. You can leave Yugiri behind by entering a different area, by speaking with her and selecting her option to part ways. If you wish to have Yugiri accompany you again, return and speak with her at the original location. I don't know how I read all that. Sigh, so many fond memories. Pay no mind to my idle musings. Lead on.
Any little text boxes?
Noi.
Open your minds, open your minds, open your minds.
Kise, the name sounds familiar, and yet... Apologies, my friend. My memory is not what it once was. Let us seek out another.
Curse your parents. Dare we? Hello?
Hey mister, what is your surface like? Is it a nice place, or is it scary? Do you have seaweed that grows up to the skies? Or do you have...
No. No.
It has been quite some time since last I heard that name. She was a priestess at the village, banished after drawing the ire of a former Ruby Princess. What has become of her after all these years, I wonder? Please, is there anything else you can tell us? Yunagi was quite close with her, if memory serves. Perhaps you should seek her out.
Okay.
Mother, I had hoped to avoid my parents, but if there is no other way, Tai, might I ask you to take the lead?
It would be disappointing were we not going to meet your parents with you. Okay. Hello.
I say, you not the adventurer who aided Yugiri in Doma's liberation?
I am.
'Tis good to see you again. To what do we owe the honor of your visit?
I definitely don't have your daughter stood next to me. I promise.
Why did you say such a thing?
Just thought I'd, point it out.
Kise, yes, we were close, but that was a long time ago. A long time ago. Still, if I can be of assistance to the man whom we owe so much, I will share all I know. Kise was born to a family of priests. And even at an early age, she was possessed of extraordinary abilities. Much was expected of her, but everything changed the day she said she could speak with the dead. No one believed her at first, but she continued to insist she could, and strove to prove by demonstrating knowledge well beyond her years, knowledge of events of which she could not have been privy. Word of her talent eventually reached the Ruby Princess, and she was summoned to Shui Shu of the Violent Tides for a private audience. No one knows what Kisei said to her in that place, only that the princess was incandescent with rage and ordered her exile forthwith. Some believe Kisei revealed a terrible secret of the royal house, or perhaps spoke a blatant falsehood that proved her a liar. Indeed, the knowledge she claimed to divine from the dead was not always truthful, but who is to say that the dead would know the truth, or not seek to deceive? Thus could we never be certain if it was simply a fantasy or a power divine. The one thing that is certain is that no small number of people found comfort in her words. Would that I could tell you more, but sadly I've not spoken or seen her with Kisei since her banishment.
Don't look, it's nobody, you wouldn't even know.
Forgive me, but have we met your companion before? She looks familiar.
Nah. I believe this is the first time our humble shinobi has visited Sino Sato. I'm not gonna drop you in a Yugiri, don't worry. I know you'd get pissed with me.
Ah, is that so? For the briefest of moments, she reminded me of someone quite dear to my heart. Being a shinobi, I presume you've heard tales of Yugiri Mistwalker. Should you chance to meet her, may I ask you to deliver her a message? Tell her that her mother and father love her, that we cannot be more proud of her.
Go on, say it.
I will. I have no doubt she feels the same, and not a day goes by without you in her thoughts.
I think you should give her a hug for Yugiri too, you know? She could pass it on.
I believe we've had enough. Shall we return to Ankoro?
We stay a little bit if you want.
No? God damn it, Yugiri.
Why are you like this?
My apologies for placing you in such a peculiar situation. Though I confess, it did my heart good to see Mother and Father well. All the more reason I must do all I can to keep the peace. As a shinobi of Doma, no, as a member of the Eastern Alliance. Mayhap there will come a day when Suino Sato opens to the world. A day when Yugiri and Mistwalker can be reunited with her mother and father. When the Lord Hien could be afforded the same opportunity. But Lord Hien and Lady Mina have long since passed. Two of too many lives lost in the Imperial occupation. I cannot imagine he would ever succumb to despair, but make no mistake, Lord Hien knows the pain of his people all too well. I can see it in his eyes, and if I may be honest, it troubles me at times. But perhaps I have said too much. Come, we mustn't keep him waiting.
bloody pissing it down. Quirky.
For a blessing, Goro appears to be untouched by the recent chaos, for now at least. Welcome back. I trust your journey proved to be an enlightening one.
Yeah, I'd say so. Ooh, quite enlightening indeed.
So, she does in fact hail from Suino Sato. And you say she has possessed these divine gifts since childhood.
Yeah.
Genuine or no, the people believe her. And more flock to her side with every passing day. But the returnees are safe at the Hien. Its defenses bolstered. As for the blasphemy, I have spoken with our Confederate allies. Among others, and together we will establish a network of contacts across the length and breadth of Doma to make up the search in earnest. Mark my words, we will find it.
Cool. I believe you will, buddy. I believe you will. The devoted daughter, Yugiri, appears armed and ready to lead the Enclave, which can only mean one thing. We found him. You've arrived not a moment too soon. The blasphemy has been sighted on the coast. For mercy, there are no reported casualties as of yet.
Just the man I was hoping to see. No sooner had we cast wide our net than a Confederate messenger was at our door. If you'll join us, Rasha will wait their arrival at Onokoro.
Sounds good to me, buddy. They really like using Onokoro, don't they? Should we go to Onokoro? Yeah, I think we should go to Onokoro. I think where we should go is to Onokoro. Everybody goes. It's where everybody knows your name.
Hear the blasphemy, yes? Lord Hien and Yugiri should be arriving soon enough.
Good to know. Nice of you to make it.
Well now, that the noble of Lord Doma should come in person once again. Mayhap the blasphemies truly are a threat. Indeed they are, and I was told you and yours sighted our quarry quite recently. Aye, that we did. Near the islands of Shell Rock. The beast appeared to be docile by all accounts, but appearances can be deceiving. If it is as you say, and this blasphemy has his eyes only for the former conscripts, then we have naught to fear. I trust those we accepted into our care are still in yours at the Hien, enjoying the finest Doman hospitality.
Is that not so, Hien?
Anyway, I know not why it came to the Ruby Sea, nor why it remains idle. But if we act quickly, there is a chance we can take it unawares. I propose we divide our forces. If you're willing to go ashore, we'll take a ship and circle around the islands. The first to find it will have the honor of the kill.
Yeah, good luck with that, dude. Good luck with that.
Ha! A simple enough plan. Shall we be off to Shoal Rock then?
Sure thing, chicken wing. A lightning with the volcano is pretty cool. Good mix, good mix.
I thought we'd earn a reprieve from battle when the Imperial withdrew, but it seems I was mistaken. So be it. I'll not suffer this monster to frighten us any longer.
You had a fair bit of reprieve.
I can't imagine it will take long to deal with this creature once we corner it.
Yeah. Easy peasy, I'm sure. Nice of them to be so cooperative. Straight out the gate this time. Didn't need as much convincing for once.
Make ready, Tai. Should we find the beast first, we must be prepared to strike at once.
See, Yugiri, the problem is it's the level 88 quest. Which means even if we fight it, we're not killing it. I hate to break it to you.
This is where the blasphemy was last sighted. If the fates are kind, this will all be over soon.
There we are. Hi. Oi, back at you, chicken shit.
Damn! Such speed, I doubt even my falcons could keep pace with it.
You're late.
Bah, don't tell me that blasphemy's flying off into the distance.
Yeah.
I hope the ill will I bore me in life might compel the beast to stay and fight. Perhaps less of Minato remains than I thought. Minato? That monstrosity was Minato.
Yeah, buddy.
You knew her? Her family tried to flee Hingashi during the occupation, but their ship was raided and sunk. When we happened upon the wreckage, she was huddled between her parents on a piece of flotsam. They're desperate to keep warm, but they had long since grown cold. We took her to Okoro, where we nursed her back to health. Couldn't imagine what horrors she must have witnessed. The mere sight of our weapons was enough to make her start screaming. She was clearly unfit for our trade, so we sought a village that might take her in. Asari was that village. Several months later, I chanced to meet her on this very beach. She was in the company of a young Aru fisherman, and I knew at once she had found more than a home there. I saw them there many times after that. She found something comforting about this place, I think. According to reports from Razatan, the memories and desires of those who can turn can influence their behavior as blasphemies. Then perhaps Minato's memories are what compelled the beast to come here.
That would seem to also explain its timid nature. Minato was never one for violence, and the sight of you, blade drawn, no doubt stirred what little of the woman remains in the monster.
If that is the case, an assault on the Kainkan is unlikely, guarded as it is by our samurai. But how are we to fight an enemy so quick to flee at the first sight of danger? Robbed of her parents, her husband, and now our life. I'd rather we didn't have to at all. But I understand full well the risk we take by doing nothing. If we catch sight of that blasphemy again, you'll be the first to know. Perhaps next time we can put our soul to rest.
Unfortunately, the soul's gone. Right? That's how this works. Even the soul doesn't survive.
We scarcely had time to draw our weapons ere it fled. Perhaps we must reconsider our approach. There is naught to do now but bide our time. Come, let us return to the Enclave.
Sounds good to me, son.
Going back to the Enclave once again. Never gonna run away from the Enclave.
Tell your friends.
I ain't ever leaving my Enclave. I'll behave. It's my Enclave.
If the blasphemy steers to show itself, there is no telling how long it may take to track it down a second time.
Indeed.
Given what we have learned, it seems likely that the blasphemy will return to Shell Rock. But what knowledge will avail us naught if we cannot prevent it from escaping again?
Oh, hello, everyone in existence. What are you doing here? Beggar off.
Lord Hien, on behalf of the people of Asari, we have come with a request.
No, is the answer.
We welcome you with open arms and open hearts. What is it that you would ask of me? Those returned to us in the prisoner exchange have been granted shelter at the Kingdom.
Yeah.
There yet live as an affront to the Kami's grand design, and the spirits of our loved ones suffer for it. Balance must needs be restored, so I beseech you to render them unto the goddess in as an army.
No. You crazy asshole.
Absolutely not.
Thank you.
'Tis not our place to pray for the death of others, nor draw steel to sate mere bloodlust. When I take a life, be it by command or my own hand, I do so not in service to vengeance, but to uphold my duties to Doma and her people. How did your mercy for Yotsuyu serve your duty? How were your people made better by the sight of her walking free? For her crimes and her cruelty, I cut her down the day we took Doma Castle. I sought to kill her, and by right she should have died then and there.
He's not wrong.
But the Kami willed otherwise, and returned her to us alive and bereft of her memories. With no recollection of her deeds, it would have been Tsuyu who faced punishment, not Yotsuyu. This was my judgment, and for it you were denied the justice you deserved. You have every right to resent me. But you come before me and ask that I sacrifice men and women whose only crime was to suffer, to be condemned to a life of servitude. If you truly believe your cause to be a believe yourselves fit to bear the burden and swing the sword, then step forward. Sophistry and lies.
Alright, hello, Emmett.
They were meant to die. The spirits demand it.
Spirits can suck a nut. These the words of the dead or the living who yet mourn. I know there's pants anywhere. Hey, buddy. It's been a fucking hot minute.
Word of this Asari priestess and her gifts has spread far and wide, and I thought to see the truth of it myself. By coincidence, I crossed paths with a traveler hailing from the self-same village, who had a mind to return as well, but, alas, could not, and so he bid me deliver a missive in his stead. Judging by the striking resemblance, I take it you are the young fisher Akitsu. This is a letter from my father, who's severely wounded in battle, but expects to make a full recovery.
Oh. Was she bullshitting?
He's alive, but that would mean
Somebody's been telling fibs.
surely a woman of your talents can divine a plausible explanation for this turn of events.
Go get him, Gosetsu. Tut tut tut.
You shall pay for this contumely. My daughter will make certain of that.
Asshole. buddy.
Apologies for the abrupt and otherwise unannounced arrival. As you can see, my lord Hien, I am returned. Full glad am I for it. Thanks to your timely arrival, we have given a lie to the Kisei's claims of preternatural powers.
I gather you apprised of recent events.
Aye, it did not take long for me to learn the state of affairs here in Doma, and that my assistance may be required. I had heard tales of Kisei channeling the dead, including the father of one young fisherman. Imagine my surprise when I saw his spirit in the flesh. He was also in pilgrimage, paying respects to the departed, and we chanced to meet in the Liberation Front Infirmary. Would that we were not brought back together under such circumstances. But I am glad to see you all hale and hearty.
You too, buddy, you too. Has been too long, sir. I've missed you dearly. Is he back for good then? I wonder. What up, kiddo?
Tombo, is something the matter?
I wish to apologize, Lord Hien. It was wrong of me to say the things I said. I understand nothing can bring back my father, but I was so angry
Please, Tombo, you needn't apologize.
It's just, my brother was always so brave, but father's death was more than he could bear, and it turned him into that monster. If he wasn't brave enough, what chance do I have? We wanted to perform the rites for father, but the body was never returned to us, so... that I blame you for that, Lord Hien. I understand nothing could be done.
Door.
Kitsu's father survived is nothing short of a miracle, but I fear he is indeed the rare exception. I have offered prayers at many graves than I can count. It would be cruel to give others the false hope that their loved ones might return. And yet Kisei continues to do just that, offering comfort with her lies, attempting but ephemeral balm for wounds that have yet to heal, much like the anger some harbor for you, or resentment for their families restored while theirs remain broken. But for those like that poor boy, whose heart lacks for hatred, who know only sadness and despair, aye, they too may turn. Exposing the truth of Kisei's deception hasn't helped matters. If we are to prevent more suffering, we must pursue a lasting solution. I would be most grateful for your counsel, Gosetsu. There is much I could learn from your pilgrimage. If there is aught you require, but say the word and it shall be done. It's the least I can do for the part I played in Yotsuyu's tragedy. I failed her in the end, but I will not fail you, my lord. Thank you again for your aid, Tai. The day's events have given me much to consider. When our next step is decided, you will be the first to know.
Good to know, buddy. Good to know. Alright. We continue. A singular gift. Yugiri's stern expression suggests she has no good news to share. Regrettably, there has been no sightings of the blasphemy since our first encounter at Shao Rock. As tense we surmised, it seems to fear confrontation. We, for our part, have tried to make good use of this intervening calm. Even now, Lord Hien and Gosetsu discuss how we might prevent other villagers from turning. If you would wait here a moment, you would no doubt wish to hear your thoughts on the matter. Sure thing, chicken one.
So, Tai, so glad you could come. As Yugiri no doubt explained, the blasphemy continues to elude us, and so we have turned our attention to other matters we can and should address. After a long discussion and much deliberation, we believe we have found a means to allay the growing malice of our people. If you would, Gosetsu. The idea came to us after considering young Tonobo's remarks about his father, whose body was never found and returned to Doma. Others no doubt share in this melancholy, unable to bury and mourn their loved ones as is their right. But simply, they cannot make peace with their loss. Their anguish is left to linger, may consume them as well. That we might provide the people of Doma with comfort and closure, we will hold a national funeral at the Swallow's Compass. Those who choose to attend will be asked to present personal effects on the deceased they wish to be enshrined there. Spirits reside in all things, be they living or inanimate. And though we may die, a part of us lives on in the items we cherish most in life. Therefore, in lieu of remains, these belongings will be afforded a place in the royal mausoleum, that the spirits of those lost to us may find their way home to Doma, and at last know peace.
It's a nice idea.
The announcement has already been made, and a great many people are now engaged in the difficult task of deciding which keepsake will serve as their offering. It is not a decision to be made lightly, but I suspect they will have made up their minds by the time we go to collect their chosen tokens. I also hope to learn more about the departed from those willing to speak with me, for my benefit and for theirs. To break free of their sorrow, they must seek joy in their memories and and the love they shared with the departed. I will help them find it. Might the Liberator of Doma be willing to favor the people with his presence as well? They will appreciate the gesture.
Of course, buddy, of course. I'm more than happy to.
Good. Yugiri, I'll leave the people of Azari to you. Gosetsu, might I ask you to... Apologies, my lord, but there is a small but most urgent matter I must tend to first.
Want you up to, buddy?
Very well, I shall not pry. Now, Tai, let us go and pay a visit to the good people of Namai.
Is it something to do with Suyu? So I guess technically, like Yotsuyu's body we have was still there, right? But that's Yotsuyu, not Suyu. So maybe he wants to put something of Suyu's there. That'd be sweet as hell. That would be extremely adorable, that would.
My lord. Right then, before we begin, I would remind you that you need only listen to their tales of the loved ones. As overseer of the ceremony, I see it as my duty to deliver their effects personally. Because of this, it is of the utmost importance that we clear of any beast that might damage our cargo. It goes without saying how important it is that their offerings are delivered in pristine condition, and I will be no good to you in a fight while heavily encumbered. If stealth or flight are not options, I must ask that you fight for both of us. But we needn't worry unless the occasion arises. For now, let us be off.
Hien is now accompanying you. Good to me. I love Hien's just idle pose. That's awesome.
I pray this ceremony helps to find closure they so rightfully deserve.
Duty.
I must thank you again, Lord Hien. For this honor, my son would have been overjoyed to know that his katana would be enshrined at the Swallow's Compass. Nay, the honor is mine. I'm sure your son was a fine warrior. Aye, and so was I once upon a time. A samurai as it happens, in service to your father when the Empire first invaded our lands. Though we defeated our spirits broken, my son Mosuyu was never one to lose hope.
Oh. Your mouse has gone AWOT. Come mouse, function. Please. I need you now more than ever. There we go.
He was determined to follow in my footsteps, gave him everything to owning his skill with the blade. When I watched him train, I felt pride. I thought I had forsaken swell in my breast, and I knew he would restore our family to its former glory. Alas, he could have fled, perhaps started life anew as a vagabond of some sort, but he bore the burden and fought for Garlemald, for fear of what the Imperials might do if he did not. 'Tis plain he was a loving son and a warrior true. I will care for his blade as if it were my own, and see it given the honor and respect due a samurai of Doma.
Cool, very nice. Whee.
My husband, my dear sweet Moroya, never returned from Garlemald, but perhaps now his soul might know peace. Please, take this painting brush to the Swallow's compass.
I shall handle it with the utmost care. May we trouble you to tell us more about your husband?
Moroya was a kind, gentle soul. There was nothing he loved more in the world than to create. That brush never left his side, not even when he tended the fields. Any spare moment was dedicated to his craft, and he produced the most wonderful vistas of Yongshi. It was his dream to take us to Kogani, where he would become a famous artist until he was conscripted. In the early days, he would send drawings of the places they took him. Though I know not how, but more time began to pass between each arrival, and then they stopped altogether. I know not in what far-flung land he died, but I pray it was as beautiful as his works.
He sounds like quite a man. To hold fast to art even when forced to endure such hardship. His soul will find peace, of that I have no doubt.
Lovely jubbly. Then we're going down here next, Ian. You coming, you coming, you coming. Ah, tomboy. Got one for your brother and your father.
I realise it's quite large, but I wanted to offer this on behalf of my brother and our father, Suzushiro.
If you are willing, I would very much like to hear more about them both.
My father, he was a carpenter. He was a good man, if a bit stubborn, always thinking about his work. The only time he ever seemed to enjoy himself was when he had a cup of sake in his hand. When my brother came of age, he took up the trade as well. It brought them closer. I'd see them laughing over drinks together, or listening in silence to the crickets singing under the moonlight. I wanted to join them one day. This was my their favourite sake. I thought they might miss it.
Oh, buddy.
I'm sure it will taste all the sweeter having come from you. I realize no one can ever replace your brother or father, but if you will allow, I would be honored to share drinks with you in their stead. When you're of age, of course.
Aw. That's sweet then.
This should be everything. Would you join me for a short reprieve before I journey back?
Of course, of course. Alright. How you doing, Tomboy?
Thinking about my brother and father finding peace at the Swallow's compass is comforting. Like a weight has been lifted from my heart.
There, buddy. There. Hien, where are you, son? What are you looking at? Oh, thanks. No, you best not get that yet. Not on a class. Let's be pedantic, shall we? Who needs leveling that's in a good spot for this? Where's Black Mage? There we go. I'll be back in a minute, Hien. Don't mind me. This is something for looking up here. Shit. Ooh, that's new. Namai, a village situated amidst the mountains of Gensui chain, named for the local word for the aquatic arrowhead plant, an allusion to its long history in rice farming. The arrival of the Empire placed this lifestyle under siege, but through perseverance the villagers continue to hold their ways. Lovely. I quite like that. Nice little update. Oh. There we go. Got there in the end.
They put on a brave face, but the people of Namai are still racked with grief. It is the same in every village I have visited in recent days, but it is only now that I am struck by the contradictory nature of my goals. Having joined the Eastern Alliance and taken steps to revitalize the Enclave, I believe Doma was at last on the path to peace and prosperity. I still do. Yet by focusing so keenly on the future, I have neglected the past that yet haunts my people. Even if they do not give in to despair and become beasts that plague our lands like poor Tomboy's brother, how are we not to truly move forward if we are constantly looking back?
You speak of their haunted past, Lord Hien, but what of yours?
Me? All things considered, I suppose it was only a matter of time before the subject was broached. He cuts the air for the matter, and the young lord, for the best, I should think. For he cannot lead by example if he has not made peace with his own past.
I'm assuming it's Gosetsu. Yeah, buddy.
A thousand apologies, my lord. I was passing through, tending to the matters of which I spoke earlier, when I chanced to hear familiar voices in the distance. If I may be so bold, the people of Doma, one and all, understand the source of your pain. To lose your father is the turmoil of a failed rebellion, a staggering duty to the throne thrust upon you. Aye, how could you even begin to mourn when you first had to lead? It would behoove you to take part in the funeral rites, my lord. Take this time to make peace with your past, while it is still yours to spend.
Oh.
Though unlikely, if not impossible, were you to become a monster as well, Doma would surely be lost.
Bless Gosetsu.
I thank you for your counsel. I thank you for your counsel, Gosetsu. But if I may ask, why is it that you're a blade at the ready? I thought this personal matter of yours be naught but a trifle, or am I mistaken? Well, I find the katana a superior tool for peeling persimmons. Speaking of which, I do believe my stomach begs for sustenance, if you will excuse me.
It is something for Suyu, isn't it?
Training? To help slay the blasphemy, no doubt. Fitting that he should offer me counsel, yet refuse to heed it in kind. He is not the warrior he once was, but he is wise, our obstinate friend.
Indeedy.
If I am to be perfectly honest, it frightens me to recall it. The moment it all came crashing down.
A castle.
We'd taken Doma Castle. Victory was ours. But then we looked out, saw the banners of the 12th Legion marching towards us. The crowned prince of the Fool. No sooner had Gosetsu and I escaped than we received word that Xenos had slain my father. I remember how the fight went out of Gosetsu in an instant. How he wept for his lord. While I felt the weight of the profound duty bear down upon my shoulders. Crushing, suffocating. The heat of my own breath, the chill of my clammy palms. But duty demanded I master my emotions. When all those around me, Gosetsu included, were consumed by anger and a thirst for vengeance, I had to be in control. Under my orders, we dispersed and fled to fight another day.
It's probably the right thing to do in the end. You won eventually.
To this day, I've not stopped to reflect on my own father's death. How could I? Devoted as I am to finding Doma's way forward. But now I must, and so having taken you into my confidence, would you see this through, with me to journey's end?
Of course, buddy. I would be honored.
This keepsake I would offer up to the future is hidden, in a place not easily reached. We will have to fly there, I'm afraid, but worry not, my yawl will ferry us just a moment.
Cool. It's a nice little moment. Bury me away.
The place we seek is in Plum Spring, in the mountains. Shall we?
Yes, please. Isn't this nice? I just really like this area. I still think it's my favorite Stormblood area. I know a lot of people like the next one, but I don't know. I always like this one, especially the big frickin' walls with the shields in them. That's a cool look.
My parents would bring me here, for Hanamai as a child. Its beauty and serenity was such that I could forget the realities of the occupation. Indeed, some of my fondest memories of family are here, which is precisely why I chose this place to conceal the singular gift my father bequeathed to me as a child.
It's a very pretty spot. Oh. Song Kong Wong or whatever.
Charming, is it not? the great auspice Kuitan Dasheng, said to reside somewhere along the Duriak chain.
Those are words I don't know how to say.
In those days, anyone and everyone knew the tales of his prowess. Reckless boy that I was. I once even tried to seek him out, hoping that he might help us. I buried it here shortly after my coming of age ceremony. It seemed a fitting place to both part with my childhood and offer a final goodbye to my mother. More a keepsake of mine than his, to be sure. But he was never a man of worldly possessions. Still, I suspect he would allow himself a rare smile if he were to see it again after all these years. And this is precisely how I wish to bid him farewell, with a smile.
Good to hear, buddy.
It should go without saying I would prefer it not to become known that I kept this doll here. Wouldn't want the children to grow jealous now, would we? And with that, I believe it's time we return to the Enclave.
The two of you were away for quite some time. Is everything alright?
Yeah. There are yet more villages to visit and offerings to collect, but preparations are proceeding apace. Soon the people will have one less cause to be tempted down the path of despair. Of course, there still remains the problem of the blasphemy. The former conscripts will remain at the Hien until it's been dealt with. We will slay the beast in due time, but before that, I would be honored if you were present for the funeral rites. Pray speak with Yugiri when next you visit the Enclave, and she will tell you more of the proceedings.
Alright, I'm looking forward to it, sir. Laid to rest. Yugiri's somber expression suggests you have arrived right on time.
As ever, your timing is impeccable. We but moments ago completed preparations for the funeral. I'll inform Lord Hien of your arrival.
Please do, please do. You don't mind?
You're here. Excellent. The blasphemy continues to shun our settlements, and I mean to make most of the time its absence affords us. I assume you're planning to take part in the ceremony.
Yeah, buddy.
Glad to hear it. Unfortunately, Gosetsu will not be joining us today. He's injured himself, as I knew he would, with his secret training, and now grumbles from the confines of his bed. But he will be fine in due course. We may worry over his convalescence after the funeral.
I was convinced he was going to bring something for Suyi. Would have seen when I was wrong. Interesting. Interesting. Do I want to leave from here, maybe? It seemed like that's where it was. Right? I do believe, I do believe. Yeah, cool. Coolio. Ooh, this place.
There was a peculiar looking dollar on the effects, but I cannot find a record of it in our stores.
Do you happen to know who brought it? No, no clue. Definitely not an idea from me. Nope.
The villagers should arrive how long? Then we may begin.
I am down to clown. Or show my respects, as it were, in this one scenario. Oh, hi.
Lord Hien, aye. I apologize, my lord, for my past transgressions. I yearn to believe my daughter was a Kami reborn, but you were right. She is a monster. Words can ill express my shame for advocating the conscripts be sacrificed to appease the dead. Nay, this ceremony shall serve far, far better. And so you, as a humble citizen of the Doma, I offer my deepest gratitude and beg you for your forgiveness. I would make an offering on behalf of my husband and son, as well as my dear stepdaughter Minato. I throw myself at your mercy, Lord Hien. Allow them a place within the mausoleum, that their spirits may know peace.
Seems only fair. It's not their fault she was a bit of an asshole.
There is no need to beg forgiveness, Kisei. Please, rise.
Oh, well, never mind. She's still an asshole. Let's go in Yugiri. Yeah?
She will come for you.
What a waste.
By the Kami, she gave her life to draw out the blasphemy.
Don't worry, we got this. We wanted to take it on anyway. It's basically worked in our favor.
Blasphemy is an army.
Is it though?
Alright, this will be interesting.
I've not played Machinist in PvE a fair bit. I guess I did level it up. But we'll pretend that didn't count, so my terribleness does not get in my way.
Minato holds me responsible for her stepmother's death. I will keep his attention.
I don't have heals, so I hope you're not expecting me to heal you, son. Although I do have this. What are you doing? That's a bit rude.
I think not.
Ow.
For you, father!
Okay, I think we're gonna need to heal. Not gonna lie, taking a little bit of damage. Oh, crystal. I didn't realize I'd fucking done that. Oh shit! Fucking idiot. I only saw the one. Well, I'm definitely fucking dying out. Oh, fuck. Oh god.
Concentrate!
Heal me, please. I know it's my own fault, but still, heal me. Right, sweet. Okay. Saw that just in time. Oh, took her a while to do it, actually. I think we would have been fine.
so Stygian Wall is just a big AoE. I should save my shield for that. Presumably. Okay. Ian's got the right idea.
The weave of a shinobi's power.
Save me. Oh god. It just continues. Please don't kill me, I'm too mean to die. Oh, pretty low. Is this gonna kill us?
I can't move.
Yeah, you and me both, dude.
He came.
Yo. What is this, buddy?
Apologies for the untimely arrival, my lord.
Oh, someone's had a class change.
Gosetsu, what is that staff? Pilgrimage proved the most enlightening experience, and is where I chanced to discover the benefits of this ascetic training. I may no longer be fit to wield a blade, my lord, but Shugendo affords me another way to turn the tide of battle.
Nice. Happy to have you here, buddy, because I was needing some just real fucking healing.
Stubborn as ever, I shall have to thank you later. Let's put an end to this.
I concur. Not this time.
For you, Father!
Oh shit. I'm coming, Gosetsu, maybe.
I am not so easily broken.
Get denied.
Test of my will and training both. Hold fast, everyone.
The weave of a shinobi's power.
Almighty. You're right, Gosetsu.
We shall bear the brunt of this blow.
Assume by we you meant you. I ain't getting enough. Boom. Yeah.
Lovely jubbly.
Nice work, team. Nice work.
A deceiver to the bitter end. But she is still a daughter of Doma. She will have a proper burial, and her family's belongings enshrined with the others.
Aww. Hey, they're in.
Now, I've gathered you here today not to speak of the future, but to reflect on the past. To pay respects to loved ones fallen on the field of battle. In honor of their sacrifices, these sons and daughters of Doma shall be given a place here at Swallow's Compass. Though they no longer walk with us in life, they walk with us in spirit. Pray never forget their bravery, that their memories of their legacy give you comfort and strength. Miroya Matsukura, the aspiring painter. He was a man who saw beauty in all things, and one day would have become a renowned artist in Kugane. Motosu Yito, the warrior in training. He longed to become a samurai like his father and bring honor to his family. Suzushiro Kudakumi, the carpenter, a man wholly dedicated to his craft, who hoped to one day pass on his talents to his two loving children.
Oh, not this song. That's just rude.
And lastly, Minato Shigoki and her stepmother Kisei. Theirs was once a happiness to be invited. Minato's parents were murdered by Imperial soldiers, and after being rescued by the Confederacy, Minato was given to the care of the village of Isari. Though she arrived with a broken heart, it was soon mended by the man who would become her husband, the son of Kisei, who herself had been born to Isari on winds of tragedy. Kisei was a child of the deep, born in Suinosatu. For her gifts she was exiled, but with her courage and tenacity, found a new home on the shores of the Ruby Sea. She was a devoted wife and mother, and though not related by blood, she loved Minato as if she were their own. That is how she lived, how they all lived, and how they should be remembered. Let your heart swell not with sorrow, but with joy for their memory. Know the proof of their mark left on this world shall remain here, enshrined within the Swallow's Compass for all eternity. Let us still our voices and in silence pray for their souls, that they may share in the peace that we have found.
That was nice. It was very nice.
Traditionally, the royal mausoleum is reserved for the ruling clans, but I have no doubt Lord Hien would approve of his son's decision.
Many tears were shed throughout the ceremony, not for grief, but for relief, I think. Happiness, even.
Well, I certainly wasn't expecting battle with a blasphemy as a prelude to the ceremony. At least now we may breathe easy, if only for a short while. The villagers have all returned home, and I believe it is time we did the same.
It was nice. Using that music's cheating, though. It's cheating. Too sad.
I am not yet well versed in healing magics, but thankfully it was enough to be of use to Lord Hien.
It's a nice staff, buddy.
Never in my wildest dreams did I foresee Gosetsu embracing the ascetic arts.
So is he a white mage? Or training to be one?
We held a national funeral, and slain a blasphemy besides. A rather productive day, would you not agree? The former conscripts will be elated to finally return home. Speaking of returns, I think I speak for us all when I say your appearance at Swallow's Compass came as something as a shock. What if your injuries from training? Quite painful for some time, I assure you. Despite my best efforts to reclaim my former skills, my back and my hips vigorously protested. I planned to sleep that I may well rested for the morrow's hunt, but a voice called out to me. I was needed, and so I grabbed my cane and ran as quickly as my ailing body would allow.
The cane suits you, Gosetsu, but your mastery of healing magics was a sight to behold, almost as surprising as your resurrection following the fall of Doma Castle.
I am but still a novice in a dire need of training. 'Tis my hope that I will be able to refine my heretic arts during my next pilgrimage. So you are leaving then? Worry not, Lord Hien. Should you find yourself in dire straits once more, I shall fly to your side. Not as a samurai, perhaps, but I will nonetheless give your enemies cause to tremble. And with that, I take my leave.
It was nice to have you back, buddy. Look forward to our next meeting, sir.
Though it may be years, if not decades, until we truly make peace with our past, we have turned the corner and begun to heal. We may look to the future unburdened by grief, ignored and sadness denied. The path ahead is ever fraught with peril. We shall walk it with eyes unclouded, and with pride. You have done so much for us, for Doma. I wish there was more I could do for you.
Well, I'm just happy to get to hang out with you. So it was nice.
But I may ask one last favor. Before you leave, please inform our representative at Razadhan that the blasphemy has been vanquished and the people of Doma are safe. With any luck, our expertise here will prove useful to other nations that yet grapple with these beasts.
I'm on it, buddy, I'm on it. I'm on it like a cab on it.
The people of Suino Sato will be relieved to hear of recent events. I wonder what Mother and Father would say.
Safe travels, Tai. Now may the Kami bless you.
You too, buddy, you too. Of course, of course, of course. Alright. don't think there's a ether thingy over there, is there? Go the long way. Bum 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 da 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 da. Ooh, Diamond Delegate, come here you.
Master Tai, you are returned. What word from Doma?
It's all good, I did some good stuff, you proud of me?
The blasphemy is no more. That is wonderful news. I must inform the other delegates at once. Thank you again for answering our summons. Have another threat should rear its dastardly head. Pray we can count on your assistance again.
Cool. I'd be happy to, buddy. You can now dye the job specific gear, lovely. This was the other quest in it. I guess this is it. Alright, I enjoyed that one. I think it's probably my second favourite one, I think. I think the tank one's still my favourite. But the thing I liked a lot about that was the same thing I liked about this one, is that it really dug into the leaders, sort of. It gave them more story, which I think the only one that didn't really do that, well, it did do it, but it didn't do it as much, or as well, I guess, was the melee physical DPS one, the Limsa with the Admiral. Lafuskin. Like, there was stuff there, there's stuff with that dad if I remember right, but it just didn't feel like it spent a lot of time on that. It was mostly about the other group of people whose name I have forgotten. Which I wasn't really... I don't dislike those guys, but I also don't... I'm not particularly engaged with them, I guess, as much as I am with, say, the leaders. Like, I'm much more interested in finding out more about Millweb and chilling out with her. And it didn't feel like as much with that one, whereas this one, we got to spend a bunch of time with both Hien and Yugiri, and then Gosetsu too, which was awesome. And then I think the reason I like the Gridania one the most is just because I feel like Kani-sen has had like no story up until this point. Like, she's popped up and done stuff, but we've not really gone into who she is, which I think is why I've never really liked her as much as the others. Whereas now I do. I think she sorely needed that. It's probably why I gravitate more towards that one. But they've all been pretty enjoyable. A lot of people didn't seem to like the Ishgard one, but I quite like that one. I think if I was going to rank them, Gridania, Tank Roll at top, and then probably this one, I think. Far East. Then Alamigo, Healing. Is that what? And then Melee DPS, did I miss one? I think I did. Oh, I said Ishgard. I said Ishgard. Right? If not, that's second to last. Yeah. I've enjoyed them all. I'm looking forward to doing this one. I've heard it's very good, but I'm tired. So, 11 o'clock, as you can see, so I'm gonna go to bed. But thank you for watching. I appreciate it, and I shall see you next time. Goodbye.